Hello, fans and friends. Welcome to AstroCara. As a therapeutic astrologer and mindset coach, I'm here to show you how the archetypes of evolutionary astrology can guide you into real transformation. In this video, I will be offering my thoughts on the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse happening on September 7th, 2025, and give you a few ways to work with these energies. I believe in the principle of divine timing, so even if you are listening to this after the eclipses, I trust that it has found its way to you when you need the message most. I'm calling this emotional constipation and the chaos laxative. And I get it. This topic isn't something that most people like to discuss, and some may even consider it impolite. But I would respond that bodily functions are as natural as the sun rising and setting. And I want to use this analogy to help us understand the energies of this eclipse. Digestion. Our body's ability to break down, process, absorb what we take in, and release what we don't need. Digestion is also a metaphor for how we handle life itself, how we metabolize experiences, emotions, and perspectives. And this Pisces lunar eclipse is highlighting this delicate balance between holding on and letting go, between assimilation and release. Virgo rules the intestines, the part of the body that sifts and sorts through what is useful versus what is to be eliminated. Spiritually, Virgo represents discernment, refinement, and the willingness to work with what life gives us. Virgo's shadow can be overanalysis, over-control, and perfectionism, which can translate to clenching too tightly, refusing to release, and becoming emotionally constipated. We have the Sun, Mercury, and South Node in Virgo. On the other side of the polarity, Pisces offers the medicine, surrender and release. Where Virgo filters and manages, Pisces dissolves and flows. Pisces teaches us that not everything needs to be dissected or understood. Some things need to be felt, mourned, and released. If Virgo is the gut that processes, Pisces is the river that carries away what no longer serves. We have the Moon, North Node, Saturn retrograde, and soon Neptune retrograde in Pisces. This full moon lunar eclipse is calling us to unclench, to exhale, and to soften into trust. Where Virgo discriminates, Pisces dissolves. Where Virgo refines, Pisces releases. Pisces corresponds to the archetypal process of surrendering to the larger field of life, the ocean of the collective consciousness, and the timeless source. The evolutionary task here is to release the illusion of control, to allow what has been digested to flow out, and to return to the larger waters. Without Pisces, Virgo clings and calcifies. Without Virgo, Pisces drowns in undifferentiated chaos. The evolutionary intent of this polarity is the balance of learning how to process without gripping and how to release without abandoning. And letting go is rarely a graceful act. Enter Uranus, the chaos bringer, as the cosmic laxative. Uranus disrupts stagnation, forcing us to confront what has become blocked, rigid, or calcified in our systems, our psyches, or our emotional bodies. Emotional constipation builds when we ignore feelings, avoid truth, or cling to structures and perspectives that are long past their usefulness. Uranus delivers the unexpected shock, the shakeup, the sudden breakdown or breakthrough that forces movement. It can feel disturbing, even violent at times, but its purpose is freedom. Without chaos, we'd remain bound and bloated. Uranus stationing retrograde at this full moon is synchronistic. This slowing down creates a stronger impulse of this energy that we're already feeling with Uranus in Gemini. And most of this restlessness, nervousness, and anxiety is happening on the mental plane. Mercury has been moving through and past its first quarter square to Uranus during this lunation. This is the dance of the finite mind and the higher mind. Sudden knowing, new revelations and realizations, and spiritual downloads are coming in hot. And it's difficult to take in all that information, to process it and understand it all at once. We are human after all. Mercury moving into formation with the Sun and South Node in Virgo is our reminder to take things one step at a time and to take smaller bites. So if Uranus is the senna, Pluto is the magnesium citrate. And if you've ever had to take either of those, you know what I mean. Pluto enforces change at the root level, breaking down the toxic waste we've been unable to purge and pushes it to the surface of our awareness. Where Uranus liberates often through surprise, Pluto transforms through inevitability. We can try to resist Pluto's pressure, but eventually it will compost whatever we've been trying to save for later. Emotional constipation doesn't survive Pluto's underworld medicine, especially when it's coming from the energy of Aquarius, which is the sign correlated with Uranus. What is rotting must decay, and through decay, life is reborn. Gaia has such a beautiful and profound way of taking natural waste and creating fertilizer. We could learn a lesson or two from the Great Mother. Lunar eclipses have always been about endings, culminations, and the revelations that pry open our hearts and hands. With this eclipse in Pisces, we are invited to unclog the emotional and spiritual channels where grief, fear, or shame have been stuck. Virgo shows us the patterns, the habits, and the stories that keep us clenched. Pisces washes them away, sometimes gently, sometimes like a flood. And the overwhelm is real. But it won't drown you if you remember to stop fighting the rip current and surrender to the flow. This moment is not just about release. It's about trust. Trust the flow of life. Trust that chaos is medicine. Trust that when things fall apart, they do so to make room for what is true. Emotional constipation may feel safe, but it also robs us of vitality. The chaos laxative clears the channel so your soul can move through life more freely and more vibrantly. I read something on Threads today before I began to write this message, and it certainly resonated with me. Queenie08 wrote, "I need an emotional cleanse, but my stupid brain isn't letting me cry. I feel like I'm choking on grief." Wow. That also reminded me that the function of digestion doesn't happen all at once. It takes time to process, to integrate, to sift and filter. And the emotional processing that will be coming up for us during this eclipse does not have to happen overnight. The intensity may wax and wane, but this impetus to release will be with us for at least 5 to 6 months. There are several aspects in this chart of the full moon that emphasize pressure, challenge, choice points, and completion, which serve as this repeating theme. The moon is in a yod formation to Mars and Venus, and Jupiter is T-squaring to Mars and Chiron. So here are a few of my thoughts on how I think we can work with this process of emotional digestion and waste removal. Number 1, Begin to notice where you feel tight or clenching in your body. Is it in your gut, your jaw, your chest and shoulders, your back, your hips? Breathe into those spaces and imagine softening them. Give your body permission to relax. Number 2, when the emotional pressure is present and accessible, allow release without judgment. Tears, sweat, laughter, sighing, even shaking are natural ways our systems unclog. Number 3, give yourself permission to surrender control. Whether you are surrendering to a higher power or to your highest self, allow it. Instead of analyzing and intellectualizing every feeling, allow some of them to simply dissolve. Not all experiences need a story. Some need a wave. Number 4, try to see disruption for the gift that it can be. If something chaotic erupts in your life, ask, what is this shaking loose? And what am I being freed from? And number 5, honor the compost. Allow yourself to mourn what has been and remind yourself that what ends now feeds what is to come. This Pisces lunar eclipse is a cosmic flush, a reminder that release is not failure, but freedom. Virgo shows us how to process, and Pisces shows us how to let go. Uranus brings the chaos that gets things moving, and Pluto ensures that the transformation sticks. So if you've been holding on, constipated with emotions, attachments, outdated roles, perspectives, or beliefs, this eclipse is the laxative you didn't know you needed. The medicine may taste bitter, but the relief, clarity, and renewal it brings is worth it. If you are looking for support with this process, I'd love to have a conversation with you to see how I might be able to help you. You can find me at astrocara.com. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care of you.